Let me be real with you, Manchester United are not tiptoeing into this summer. They are about to make noise. Before we get into all of it, if you're new here and you love staying ahead of the game on everything happening at Old Trafford, hit that subscribe button and drop a like. This is Old Trafford news and we don't waste your time. Now, let's set the scene. Michael Carrick has just signed a permanent 2-year deal as head coach. Not interim. Not temporary. Permanent. And with that ink barely dry, the transfer machine is already in motion. United finished the Premier League season away at Brighton on Sunday, Champions League football already locked in for next season, and that detail matters more than people are giving it credit for. Because elite players want elite stages, and now United can offer one. So who's walking through the door first? The name you need to know is Ederson. Not the goalkeeper, the Atalanta midfielder. And this one isn't just a rumor. United have submitted a formal proposal worth £34.5 million, with another £4.3 million available in add-ons. More tellingly, Atalanta's own manager Rafael Palladino left the Brazilian out of their 1-1 draw with Fiorentina last Friday, not because of form, not because of injury, but because of exactly what you think. When asked, Palladino said there's something going on in the transfer market, and that a player of Ederson's caliber being followed by a club like United should be a source of pride. That's as close to a confirmation as you're going to get before the papers are signed. Journalist Matteo Moretto has since reported that the two clubs have reached a verbal agreement with only a few details left to iron out, and crucially, Ederson has given the green light himself. This deal is happening. But here's where it gets really interesting, because Ederson might not even be the headline signing. According to Gianluca Di Marzio, Michael Carrick has identified Sandro Tonali as his primary midfield target. Not as a backup. Not as a plan B. As the specific player Carrick wants to build around. Tonali is still at Newcastle, but there's a reported gentleman's agreement at St James Park. If the Magpies fail to reach the Champions League, Tonali can leave. And right now, Newcastle are 10 points off those places with one game to go. The math is simple. The door is open. Di Marzio says the fee sits somewhere between £69 and £86 million depending on bonuses, and United are prepared to have that conversation. This is a Premier League hardened, 26-year-old Italian international who knows exactly what it takes to compete at the top of English football. The kind of player who doesn't need 6 months to find his feet. Carrick wants him. United apparently have good reason to believe a deal can be done. And this is the midfield statement signing that changes how people talk about this club going into next season. Now, money doesn't grow on trees, even at Old Trafford, so United are being smart about where they draw the line. RB Leipzig midfielder Yangel Herrera has emerged as a name linked to the club, but Fabrizio Romano has confirmed that United will not be pushing for that one. The asking price? €100 million. After already spending heavily to bring Benjamin Sesko from Leipzig last summer, the club have decided they won't go back to the same well for a player at that price point. Romano put it plainly, Herrera is a player they genuinely like, but the fee makes him off the table. Sensible. You don't win the transfer window by overpaying. The third name in the midfield wishlist is one that's also catching eyes across the top 6, Elliot Anderson of Nottingham Forest. The 23-year-old has been exceptional since his move from Newcastle in 2024, and United and Manchester City are both watching closely. Chelsea and Spurs are circling too. Forest boss Vitor Pereira, when pressed on whether Anderson stays, gave exactly the kind of non-answer that means a big club probably gets what they want by summer's end. United are reportedly at the front of that race. If they land even two of Tonali, Ederson, and Anderson in the same window, the midfield picture at Old Trafford looks completely transformed. But this window isn't just about who's coming in. There's a subplot unfolding that deserves its own chapter. Marcus Rashford's loan at Barcelona is drawing to a close, and no one quite knows what comes next, including, it seems, Barcelona. The Catalan club have a £26 million option to sign Rashford permanently, but they haven't pulled the trigger yet. They're exploring alternatives. They're weighing up other wingers. In the meantime, Frenkie de Jong is making no secret of where he stands, publicly calling for Rashford to stay, saying he's given them goals, assists, and attacking urgency, and that he arrived full of enthusiasm and adapted well from day one. That's a teammate endorsing you. That matters. Rashford has scored 14 goals and contributed 14 assists in 48 appearances across all competitions. By any measure, that is a successful loan. Whether Barcelona commit or not, the 28-year-old's market value has been rebuilt. Aston Villa, Tottenham, Bayern Munich, all linked. And there's even a whisper that Real Madrid, reportedly under Jose Mourinho, could enter the picture. Whatever happens, Rashford will not be short of suitors. His United future, though, remains as unclear as it's been since he asked to leave. On a quieter but touching note, one face is leaving Old Trafford for good. Sonny Al-Jafri, a product of the United Academy for 14 years, spent the first half of this season on loan at Notts County and was brought into first-team training by Carrick during a defensive crisis, but it wasn't enough to earn a permanent place. The 21-year-old took to Instagram to say goodbye, calling United his second home, the place that turned him from a boy into a man. He said he's made brothers for life and that once a Red, always a Red. It's a reminder that beneath all the transfer noise and the hundreds of millions being discussed, there are real people living and breathing this club. That's the honest picture of where United stand going into what could be one of the most significant summers in years. Carrick is in the building. Champions League football is secured. And the business is already beginning before the final whistle of the season has even been blown. The rebuild isn't coming. It's already started.